Hello and welcome to this brief video overview of how to deposit a student work into the Stanford Digital Repository. To get started, review any instructions that may have been provided by your department or course instructor. Gather together the files that you will upload and the descriptive information about your work that you will need to enter into the deposit form, such as title, authors, abstract, and keywords. And then watch this video, which provides all of the basic information that you'll need to complete your deposit. It should only take about 10 minutes or less to complete your deposit if you do these things first. Start by directing your web browser to str.stanford.edu. Click on the Enter Here button in the middle of the page and authenticate into the Stanford system if you aren't already. You'll be taken to the dashboard. Under Your Collections, you will see listed the collection into which you've been invited to deposit. Below the table, click the blue button that says Deposit to this collection. You'll be taken to a blank deposit form starting with the file upload page. Click either the blue Next button at the bottom of the page or the tabs in the left navigation to work your way through the pages of the form to describe your work and select access options. The blue circles with the letter I in them are tooltips containing helpful information about how to complete this step. You'll see these throughout the form. This is what a completed form looks like. You can select your files from a directory, or you can do what I have done, which was to drag and drop them into the outline box at the top of the page. I've also added an optional description for my file. I've entered a title in the title field and an email address for interested readers who may want to contact me. Your Stanford email will automatically be entered into the form, but you may change this. If your collection manager has provided a default email, including your email may be optional. Check with your collection manager to see if they have a policy about emails. Click on the Add Another Contact Email button if you would like to provide more than one email address. This is the Authors and Contributors page. My collection manager has already included my Stanford department as one of the entries, and I've added myself and my other thesis advisors. You have multiple options for entering authors and contributors. If you have an ORCID ID that you've connected to your SUNET ID at authorize.stanford.edu, you will see a Use My ORCID ID button that you can click to retrieve your ORCID and name automatically. For other authors and contributors, you can paste in an ORCID ID, which will retrieve the name for inclusion along with the ORCID ID on the record. Or, if the person doesn't have an ORCID ID, you may type their names into the form directly, as I did for my advisors. You should also include affiliations for each entry. To add an affiliation, start typing the name of the institution in the institution field and then choose the correct institution from the list. Free text entries are not allowed. You may also enter a department, center, or institute for each affiliation. If your department hasn't already been included by your collection manager, you may choose to add it. Select Add Another Contributor, choose Organization, and then select Degree Granting Institution from the roles list. If Stanford is your degree granting institution, be sure Yes is selected and then enter your department in the box provided. If you change your mind about an entry, use the trash can icon to delete it. I'm going to remove this entry because my manager has already included it as a default. Be sure to adjust the order of the authors or contributors using the arrow buttons on the right. Degree granting institutions are typically listed last. Copy and paste your abstract into the abstract field. We recommend that you copy and paste it first into a plain text editor in order to remove odd formatting or characters from your source document. It's always a good idea to review any text that you've copied and pasted. In the Keywords field, enter terms or phrases that describe the content of your work. This field has a Type Ahead option that allows you to select keywords from a controlled vocabulary, but free text entries are allowed as well. The next section defines the type of content you're depositing. Choose the content type that best describes the overall or primary nature of the deposit. For theses and many other student works, text is the most appropriate term. Your collection manager may have preset the work type, in which case you won't have a selection to make. You'll then see many other optional subtypes that you can select to help better describe your work. Choose whichever terms are appropriate for your deposit. Your collection manager may have pre-selected one or more options here as well, but you will be able to add others as appropriate. Review the information in the DOI and Access Settings sections of the form. In some cases, the collection manager may have set these options in advance, in which case you will not have any selections to make. On the license page, choose a license if that option is available to you, and review the terms of use that will be displayed on your deposit once it is published. A date entry is not required, but if your work was originally submitted earlier than the time of your deposit, for example 2 months ago, enter the date on the title page of your work in the publication date field. Student works should not use the creation date field. Lastly, review the SDR terms of deposit displayed on the deposit page. Check the box to indicate your agreement to these terms. I've deposited other items previously and have already agreed to these terms, so the terms and the checkbox no longer display here for me. However, you can always view the terms by clicking on the link at the top right of any screen in the self-deposit application. Note that if at any time you need to step away, you can save your work in progress as a draft and come back to it later. You will see one of 2 submission buttons at the bottom of your page. Many students will see Submit for Review, as I do here, in which case when you click that button, we will send a notification to someone in your department to let them know you have submitted your work. They will review your work to make sure the information you've provided is accurate and complete before they finish the deposit process. Other students will see a deposit button that allows them to deposit their work directly without review. In each case, once you've submitted your work, you'll see a summary page about your deposit. While the deposit is in progress, you'll see the text Depositing next to the work title. In this case, because the review workflow is on, I see text indicating that the work is still pending review. Near the top of this page, you'll see the persistent URL or PURL for your work, along with the DOI if one is being assigned. These links will be active when the deposit is complete. Click on either of these links to view the public page for your work. All of the information that I entered and the files that I uploaded are available at this page and accessible to other students, faculty, and researchers. I can confidently share the PURL or DOI links with others, knowing that they will have ongoing access and that the files will always be available. Thank you for using the Stanford Digital Repository.